The Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show. Here we go.
So we right here with Kentucky. Mark Stoops, 10th year coaching, 10th year at the school. He's 59 and 53 overall. He's 7-6 right here at Kentucky. And that must have been last year. I got my notes mixed up too. Anyways, offensive coordinator Rich Scangrilla and Brad White is the defensive coordinator. The last 4 years have been good with the 2-win season, but stepping into the SEC against big contenders is where they want to be. So they've been making some progress in the SEC, but they got to get over the humps, and that's the big guys in this conference. Last year, they was 10-3. 5-3 in the conference. The offense ran at about 31 points a game, 199 on the ground, 225 in the air. The defense gave up 21.7 points a game, allowed 121 on the ground, and also allowed 218 in the air. So balance has been the key right here in Kentucky. I think they have room. They have a higher ceiling than they at right now. So they have room to move up in here. You know, they switched over to more of a passing offense, which has been working for them. So I don't know where do you feel the real deal is about Kentucky coming into 2022?
Kentucky got really good last year on account of the portal. As a matter of fact, they did really, really well. They brought in last year. They had the quarterback. As a matter of fact, Will Levi. He was the product of Penn State. And then you got Wandell Robinson came from Nebraska, Rosenthal came from LSU, and Jock Jones from Mississippi on the defensive side. So they had a lot of a big wave of portal players last year. And like you talked about the coaching, they did so well on the offense. Levi, he had 2,800 yards passing, 33 touchdowns, and 400 yards rushing. So that was a big impact player for them right away. And they did lose Liam Cohen, their offensive coordinator, who went back to the Rams. So do they have to hit the reset button this year on the offensive side to kind of to put things back in place? And they got, like you said, he's an Italian guy. I think I should know this guy's name right here, the coach, the offensive coordinator. Let's see, who was it? Yeah, Rich Scangarello, right? Scangarello. Let me check my notes. Okay, so
Scangarello, yeah.
So
you pronounced it better than me.
So he's another NFL guy that comes in. His last 5 years, he had one stint with the 49ers as a quarterback coach, and then he was with the Broncos, the Eagles, and then he went back to the Niners as a quarterback coach. But I think 2 years, the year with the Broncos was 19. He was the offensive coordinator with them, and then he was an offensive assistant with the Eagles, like in 2020 and 21. Now, and then last year he went back to the as a quarterback coach with the 49ers, and now he comes back in. But one thing was assured with this guy, that the playbook was not going to change because they had good success with it with the talent that they had. Now they did lose a couple guys. I think they did lose their wide receiver to the Giants in the draft. The kid that came over, what's his name, Rondell. He's gone, but they have a ton of defense returners, I think, that came back with the 6-year option on the defensive side, and they're kind of like right there in the middle. They've given up like 20. I think they're ranked 4th in the SEC in defense. So they have a lot of good looks here on this team. And Stoops' brother is coming back. He kind of flipped roles there. They lost their defensive coordinator. He took a head coaching job somewhere else. I think he went. Where did he go? Anyways, he went off to another position at a smaller school, FCS, I think, possibly. So now Mike Stoops comes in and is the defensive coordinator, where Mike Stoops was the coach of Arizona. Mark Stoops was the defense for him when his brother was the head coach of Arizona. So they reverse roles now. So it's still in the family. A nice little look there. So I like this Kentucky team. They've recruited well. They coach well. They got a good system. Mark knows what he's doing. And just a couple years back, they were talking about getting rid of him, and they went on this, nice little tear for the past 3-4 years he's on. So Kentucky's a viable team in my book.
Yeah, I on the offense, it was kind of weird. I have them kind of mismatch on the offense. A lot of adversity on this one. Now they do return Will Levi, who is the quarterback, but they did lose at the wide receiver unit. The wide receiver unit lost 4 of their top 5, so they have a great passer, but now they need help with who's going to catch the ball.
Yeah, rebooting. Yeah,
and then they have a great running back team. They had all 5 return at running back, but yet they still have some holes in the offensive line. I mean, in 2020, they were going at about 280 rushing per game, and then in 2021 that went all the way down to 225. And the offensive lineman coach calls this the blue wall. So I don't know if we're gonna get the blue wall or we're gonna get the picket fence, but either way it go, they got some mismatched pieces right here. They got to put them together and make them make sense. But he did hit the portal real tough again this year. He was only returning 4 on the offense, 3 with your seniors, 5 on the defense, 4 with your seniors. So he did get some seniors to hang around with him, which is important. People who know your system, they know, especially with all this bullying and all this crazy stuff they got going on in the locker rooms, you want players that believe in you and believe in your system. So players that hang around, seniors that play well are a plus in these situations. On the defensive side of the ball, pretty much at nothing really to stand out other than a bunch of plug and play players that he's going to do over here in the defense, and we'll have to see how that works out for him, because only some coaches can figure that part out on who you could just plug and play. And another note that I noticed last year about teams where they plug and play players, a lot of those guys, they either get injured, kind of early, or they play for a while and they get injured late in the season. And then some of those guys start off really well, and then when they get comfortable mid-season, they kind of lax up a little bit. So we'll see how you get these guys to play on the field. I don't know, bet-wise, with this team, they're so balanced overall, and, they're well-coached. So I don't know. I mean, I guess you could look for them to be a sleeper sometimes when they're a dog, but at the same time, they may be one of those teams that if the book comes up with them being a dog, that's the game they're going to be a dog for whatever reason. But I don't know. It probably won't be one of my favorite bet on teams or against, but definitely with the right opportunity and some value, I think you can back this guy and his plug-and-play players to play well on the field.
Well, the key thing here is with Kentucky, you can't let you guard down the SEC, because you can get slapped around by even, nobody like Vanderbilt or maybe even Missouri is going to probably smack around. But Missouri's one of them dangerous teams too. We'll talk about them. They're like coming up later, a couple more teams down. But anyways, I was looking at their schedule, and in reality, they got Florida, they got Ole Miss, South Carolina, Mississippi State, Tennessee, which could be a trouble spot possibly, more competitive, and then they got Missouri, Vanderbilt, which they should handle, Louisville, they should handle, and Georgia. So you look at 10 wins for this team here, not easily, but they stay on. They open up with Miami, Ohio, and Youngstown State in Florida before that, but in Northern Illinois. I mean, come on, we're looking at 10 wins here for this team. Whether they cover in those spots is something different, but the tough task is going to be Georgia, like game before last, and they play them after Vanderbilt, so to soften them up. But it's like you said, take care of the football and handle your business. And there might be I don't see a lot of underdog spots for this team.
Yeah,
maybe one or two.
Because of their ability to score, it was a little bit like that last year too. So I don't think you catch the book slipping, but I mean, you're just gonna have to find those particular games where your numbers line up way better than theirs. So I don't know. Like I said, it probably won't be a team that I bet a lot, but I will find the right spot to bet them.
Yeah.
But let's move on, man. We're gonna keep the show flowing.